Hey everyone, this is John Robinson with DMR Studios. I'm going to show you the mirror tool in Vectorworks today. So the mirror tool is right up here. You'll see it in your basic box. And it's just a tool I use all the time. We work in symmetry so much in our industry that when you create something on one side, it has to be symmetrical on the other side. So it's a tool that I just use constantly, whether it's mirroring my seating over on one side or whether it's mirroring screens, on the other side, so that the perfect duplicate on the opposite side. Let's jump straight into it. I'm going to create a box. Let's say this box is going to represent your venue shell. So click on my rectangle up in the basic, and I'm going to just draw a box just by clicking, and then my second click, just drop it down. And so it's created a box. I'm going to change the width on this box to 200 feet. 200 feet. Let's make it 100 feet, just to be even. So I've got a 200 by 100 foot box. You see right now, it's a solid box. You can see the white in the middle. I'm going to actually take away the solid from that. I'm going to do that by going to my attributes box and clicking where the paint can is. That means it's a solid part. Click on that and hit none. And that's taken away the insides of it. So now it's just a lined box. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually create a center line for this box. So I'm going to do that by going up to my basic, and you see the line tool right here. So I'm going to click on my line tool, and I'm going to bring it down to my box. You see how it clicks on and it snaps to different parts of it? So it'll connect to the snap to the top left, snap to the center, snap to the top right. The reason it's doing this is because of my snapping tool. If I go into window, go to my palettes, you'll see snapping. I'm going to turn that on right now. And on my snapping right now, it's got snap to object, so it's actually snapping to this box. But it also has snap to intersection, so it's snapping to my top left, snapping to my top center, and snapping to my top right. You can do this with different things. It's doing it right now to this object, but I could maybe put in a locus in there, and you'll find that when you actually go to smart points. So if I just grab a locus, let's say I'm going to put that right up here. Just click, I click on my locus, click on my page, and it's just dropped this little X in here, my locus. You'll see now, if I go back to my selection tool, that anytime I go over, it snaps to top left, to center, but it will also snap to locus. So it snaps to these different points inside. And I can use that as a placement for mirroring, or I can use that as, if you have something that's very small on your diagram, you can put locus in there so you can actually use it as a snapping tool to snap to different points within. I'm going to get rid of that right now. So I'm going to draw a center line in here. So I'm going to take my line tool in basic, come down to my center, see how it snaps into top center, click once, bring it all the way down, and then just click again. So I've now got a line going center. You see how it's giving me the two blue points in there? I wouldn't say that, just a bit beyond. Now you see how if I move it slightly to the side, if I hold down the shift key, it will snap it back to a straight line. So you see that slightly to the side, hold down shift, it clicks you to a straight line. So click, it's right in there. Now I don't want these things to move, especially my center line. I want that to always stay as my center point. And I can tell that center, just let's verify it. I'm going to go to my dimension tool, take my straight line dimension. So if I click on the endpoint, snaps to the center, you can see that's 100 feet. And you drew a 200 foot box, so that is accurate right in there. So I've got 100 foot. So I'm going to actually take my box, and I'm going to take my center line. Just grab those by clicking once and then moving all the way across all the objects. And I'm going to go up to my modify, click on modify, come all the way down, and I'm going to click on lock. So it's now locked these pieces in place. You see, I can take them, they won't move anywhere. Still move my dimension in there because that wasn't locked. But my actual center line and the venue shell are actually locked in place. So let's say I'm going to draw just maybe a quick stage over in this side of the room. So I'll go up to my box in my basic, click on my rectangle. Let's just say drop in a box there. So I've got my box inside. Let's say maybe I want to put a piece of drape behind it. I'm going to go to my tool sets, come over and let's find my drape tool, which is the soft goods tool. Click once on that. Click once on your diagram where you want it to start. Click. Then come all the way across. Now if I am slightly out, remember hold down your shift and it'll put you in a straight line. So I've pulled it all the way over here and click. And it puts in just a piece of drape. So now I've got what I say, okay, that's a great stage piece of drape. I want to actually make that on the other side. So I'm going to go to my mirror tool now in Basic. So if I click on my mirror tool, you'll see right now what it's done is it's brought up these 2 points here. It's brought up this tool here, which is called your standard mode, which means if I take what I've got selected right now and went to my center line, it will just put that on the opposite side. Let's say I've clicked on this right now. I'm going to go to the top center line, click once, come down. You can see it's moving over. Come once, click down, click a second time, and it's just flipped it over to the other side. So now I've still got these selected. I'm going to go to my mirror tool again, and I'm going to click on the duplicate mode. So now you can see mirror tool duplicate mode. If I click once on my center point, come down, click a second time, what it does is it mirrors it onto the opposite side. This is a tool which I know you guys are going to find very useful. If you guys have any questions about this tool or any other tools, please just shoot me a message. Go to my contact page, shoot me a message, and I'll happily talk about any of the tools in Vectorworks and just how I best use them or how best you can use them. Or if you're having problems with one of them, just let me know. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, guys. Bye.